Welcome to Breaking the Vow on Strong Island Radio. This is a show where we turn pain into power and find recovery after divorce, separation, and breakups. This is where we push the emotional hang-ups to the side and create a plan to reach our best possible potential. This is where the next chapter starts and how the healing begins. So let's welcome your hosts, Theresa D. and Benny, the life coach.
And we are back. I'm not saying why anyone's laughing before the show starts, but we're laughing. So, welcome back to another edition of Breaking the Vow. I am Benny, the life coach. With me, as always,
Theresa D.
So, we're going to do just us today, talk a little bit about things like self-care and, well, actually, we're going to talk about a little thing that I did on Friday.
Yeah.
I released
A little big thing.
a little big thing. I released a book called The Written Addiction, and it's journal entries about the everyday life. And this is a compilation of
Everyday life of who? Of you?
me, but I think it's relatable. At least
Of course it is.
I try to make it relatable.
Yeah.
But this is definitely a compilation of things that happen because I have really good friends and a lot of support that people say you got to
Yeah.
get it out there.
Yes.
So it is
I agree.
available on Kindle, and it'll be available in paperback.
And what's the name of it again?
The Written Addiction. And, well, The Written Addiction is also my
Yes.
blog post, right? That's
Yes.
where
You should really log on to that and read some of Benny's stories.
Thank you.
You should.
You should.
It's definitely a must.
It is a must.
It's a must read.
It is a must read.
Yes.
As in, must read it. Read it now.
Yes.
So, a lot of things that I've been working on, especially for the last couple of years, is self-care. And unfortunately, life has a way of making crazy turns and doing crazy things. And we don't always ask for it to happen. For example, divorce.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone was like, I'm going to get married, but this is going to be cool because I'm going to
Get divorced. Right. You don't.
Well,
I would think that you don't go into a marriage saying, hey, let's get divorced. Unless you're you with your first marriage.
Yeah, well, there was, I remember, listen, she's the mother of my child, so
I know. I'm not saying anything bad. I just
totally respect her for, but
Yes.
we were definitely
doomed.
not intended for each other.
No.
And someone in her wedding shower
Yeah.
wrote, "If at first you don't succeed, try again." Now, that sounds like great advice, right? It sounds like, hey, if something doesn't work, you can work through it.
Just do it till you get it right.
Yeah, this is a person who's been divorced 3 times.
Yeah.
Well, married 3 times. So yeah, I think in my in her life there was divorce.
Right.
I never experienced divorce in my family. I mean, my mother,
Yeah,
she was
I never
married.
did either.
My mother was married previously, but
My parents are still married.
right, my mother, the first time her first attempt at marriage, they were separated, but he died.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I didn't know him.
I know.
He was there before me,
still
and
sorry.
she never really spoke much about it. My father, yeah, he, his divorce went wrong, and he had 3 kids, and they were a lot older than me. I didn't know what it was like to, share houses.
Yeah.
And until I was a parent or a divorced parent.
Yeah.
That's tough, folks.
That's rough, being out there and having kids and trying to date and trying to find somebody that's going to fit that mold. And oh, God, I can't. My head hurts. My head hurts.
So, yeah, I was never a good dater post.
Yeah.
First
I'm a
marriage-
total commitment phobe and emotionally damaged, emotionally unavailable.
Well, I was inappropriate. We'll
Yes.
say. I think it's a nice. I was inappropriate.
That's a really good way of putting it.
It's a professional way of saying I was how I was. I was inappropriate.
Yeah.
Didn't have boundaries.
Yeah.
Certainly didn't have a filter.
No. Yeah, but that's part of the reason to love you.
I love you too. I think some people find
Because
it funny.
you have no filter. Like you're real. I think I would rather have real than fake.
So it's been recommended. Well, you and I have been involved in in charity events.
Yes.
And I didn't hold my tongue.
No, you never held your tongue. But you know what? It was better that you didn't and I knew.
Well, you were fine with what I said.
I was absolutely fine with what you said.
But other people were like, oh my God.
Yeah, that's just ridiculous.
Well, we're not going to talk
real.
about who they are, but they kind of, they were dishonest. So anyway, that's a different
Right.
story. Like there was
Yes.
people that but you did. I remember a good guy, Vinny Lupinacci, and we tried this thing on the beach, and we had this whole idea for a dunk tank, but there was like one thing missing from the dunk tank. That's water. So you had the fire department come. And
Hey, I know people.
and they came. So they filled up the dunk tank with the rustiest water.
Yes.
And cold.
Because they got it from the fire hydrant that they hadn't used in like years.
Yeah, and they let it run for a little while. So
Yeah.
I got dunked in rusty.
Yeah.
I think I needed like a tetanus shot after.
Yeah.
It was so bad. But, I don't know. I know now. I think maturity and awareness comes in time, and I can appreciate that. But I think part of the reason why I started writing is because I didn't know how to express myself
Yes.
appropriately, for sure. I don't know if I necessarily felt safe telling people what I thought or what I felt. And then I think when I started writing, people were like, oh, I think that way all the time.
Right. Yes. But even if you didn't write it and you did say it, to me, it's the same.
It doesn't mean people don't think it. They just don't say it.
Exactly.
Well, so then,
Like you say, oh my God, did I say that out loud?
yeah. I've said
yeah,
that.
you did.
Was that out loud?
Right.
I think that. Oh God, yeah. I am
Yeah.
definitely lively with the mouth. Well, at least
Yes.
I've calmed down. I've grown.
You know what? I have to say you've calmed down, but I guess maybe because we're at the point where you just have to look at me and you don't even have to say it. I already know.
Well, you start making it's an Italian thing too. Though.
Yeah,
You make faces.
Yes.
So I know.
I could never get Botox, I don't think.
No. You make the face, and I kind of know what the face means.
Yes.
So I'll just say it before.
Yeah.
And it's not. Listen, we've had great guests on the show, but there are times where guests say things, and like I'm about to say something, and I can see your face, so I'm like, I'm going to withhold on that.
Yes.
Just dial
just
it
a
back.
little.
I think the greatest thing about self-care is you find a way to be yourself.
Yes.
And it's difficult. Here I am at 48 trying to figure out who I am. And to say that.
Do you ever really figure out who you are?
Well, I think that's
you spend
more
like
the
a
point.
lifetime trying.
I think so. I think in my book I mentioned about the people that were with me when I was young, and they watched me grow older only to grow young again.
Yeah. Yeah.
That
makes so much sense.
It kind of does.
It does.
I think
Ben,
so.
you're making sense.
Don't tell too many people.
Wow.
But
I love that about you. You're finally making sense.
I had the opportunity to thank a few people who helped me on this one, and it's just amazing when you look around and you find out like who your real friends are.
Yes.
And who they're not.
Right.
A
reason, a season, and a lesson.
Oh my God.
People come into your life for 3 reasons: a reason, a season, and a lesson. My mother always told me that.
I agree with that. I think there's a reason why people leave, and there's a reason why people stay. I think it makes a good sense to learn from those reasons.
Yes.
I think that boundaries are really important. Once boundaries are compromised, it's hard.
It's very hard to get back there
to repair them.
Yeah.
And we're taught about boundaries.
Yeah, we are. It's the blueprint.
It is the blueprint. And so sometimes I was taught about boundaries that didn't necessarily work well for me. Like they were violated, and then so I just assumed, well, this is how you treat people.
Yeah.
It's not about right or wrong. It's about training.
Yes.
And your brain doesn't forget these trainings.
No.
You may learn a new cue, a new social cue. You may learn a new route for your behavior, but your mind always knows like where you came from, what you went through, and what your go-to remedy was. So, all right, we're gonna go to a quick little commercial break, and then we're gonna talk, of course, more about me.
Yes.
Go ahead.
It's all about you.
I got a big head. Everyone's saying. Be right back.
Ben, I found the greatest invention ever.
Okay.
I went to take my patio furniture out.
Okay.
And I realized that last year, when I put it all away, I put them in these big zipper bags from Wrap America.
Yes.
Life-changing.
Yes. No. Wrap America is awesome. Tommy definitely helped me out on a few different occasions.
It holds patio furniture, wave runners, ATVs. It's weather resistant.
Advanced protection wrap.
Yes.
Is economical and a practical choice.
So call 516-830-0040, or you can go onto their website, wrap-america.com.
All right, since we have a meeting after this in West Islip,
yes,
I got a place for us to go.
Oh, you do?
Because I'm going to be hungry, so we're going to go to Our Little Italy, 636 Union Boulevard, West Islip, New York, 11795. If you want to know, call 631-661-6246. Pickup and delivery are available. Ask for John. Go on www.ourlittleItalymenu.com to find out what they have.
Oh, I heard they have good chicken parm. Hey, Ben.
Yes?
I need to talk about solar energy.
Okay. I want to hear about
Lighthouse
it.
Energy Partners. Go solar and start saving today.
Makes sense.
Owner, operated by women.
Ooh.
We believe in order to close the gender gap in the energy field, we need to showcase key female players and keeping them behind the scenes. Their mission is to serve clients with the highest level of integrity, stability, and respect by viewing their customers as partners. Any energy project you have in mind, call on Lighthouse Energy, www.lighthouseenergypartners.com, 631-275-0091, located in Babylon Village, New York.
So I have great news. Since we do this show on divorce, when divorce hits, maybe you want to sell the house. Maybe you need a C of O, a certificate of occupancy for certain things in the house. So if you're looking to make some home improvements, need an architect, contact Certified Drafting. Selling your home, need permits for existing structures, need a property survey, contact Certified Drafting. Certified Drafting will handle all building department matters, serving Long Island for over 20 years. www.certifieddrafting.com, office number 516-844-0420, or you can email Kevin Daly at certifieddrafting.com. Tell them you heard about this from the show, from Breaking the Vow, and you're going to receive a 10% discount.
We love Kevin.
I love Kevin. I think that's pretty awesome. All right, we're back. So the preface of the book reads, "The Written Addiction is a project that I have been working on for a very long time. This is a piece of me, which means all of the stories are true. The chapters you are about to read have been inspired by my life on life's terms. There are no decorations to make me out to be the hero or villain. There's no need to dress anything up to be anything other than what it is, which means this is me. The following pages are a collection from my journals. All of these entries are very real and personal. My goal here is simple. I want to offer a different perspective. I am a real person with a real history and a real background. I've seen ups and downs like the rest of the world. I've had near-death experiences, and yet somehow I'm still here. There are times when I lay in bed thinking about life. I think about everything, which is probably why I have insomnia. I think about serious things and simple things. I question the universe. There are times when I question myself and challenge my own assumptions. There are times when I relive old memories with a smile. I think about the places in the world that I hope to see one day. This is what the book is about. This is life from my perspective. This is about a normal everyday person who lives and breathes and tries the best he can to figure out the best way to live. This book is designed to be read in any way you choose. You can pick it up and put it down. You can walk away and come back. You can read the stories in random order or from front to back or back to front. Either way, this is my book of rambles, of pros and cons and ups and downs. This is about my life in recovery. This is about my trials and mishaps and about the secret of my endurance. The written addiction is dedicated to the people who stood by me. This is dedicated to those who encouraged me and loved me. These are the people who remind me on a daily basis that I have the right to dream and the ability to achieve my dreams. I just have to work for it. This book has been brought to you by the people who have made me laugh because if it weren't for them, I'm not sure where I would be. This is dedicated to my mother and father. This is for my family. This is dedicated to my old friends and new friends, and of course, this is a dedication to my friends who died along the way. This is for the people who have seen me go from young to old and back to young again. Moreover, this is written for those people who taught me to believe in possibility. This is for the members who have supported me from Local 94 in New York City. This is also for the mentors in my work life. They are the influence who taught me, trained me, and tolerated me when I was not at my best. This is for the crew and the men that I've worked with. This is for the men who I've swung wrenches with. I've sweat with them and bled with them, and proudly I've broken bread with them as well. This is for my chief engineer, Mike McKinley, because if it wasn't for his encouragement and support, I might not have made it as far as I've come. This book is respectfully dedicated to a teacher and friend whom I call Double H, also known as Handsome Howard Styles. I have to mention him here because Double H has shown me that overcoming is only part of the game. We have to keep going. We cannot give in. We can't stop or worry about the crowd. No matter what, we have to keep going because life does not stop or slow down, even if we ask it to. To be clear, I seldom use names in stories. Anonymity is very important to me, which means in some cases, names have been changed to protect the less than innocent. It's true. Mm-hmm. I might change names to alter the landscapes or locations to protect confidentiality, but those who know will know, and hopefully those who don't will learn. Either way, you know who you are, and in my heart, that's all that matters. I'd like to dedicate this to the authority figures and the teachers who touched my life and told me that at best, I would never amount to anything more than a convict or a ditch digger or a gas station attendant. I'd like to dedicate this to an English teacher that laughed at me when I was a kid. This is for the people who said I'd never make it out of my own way. This is dedicated to a group of men that sat at a round table and predicted that I would die both young and horribly, which, by the way, I am not dead, and last I heard, in some ways I can say I have outlived them all, haven't I? With regards to me or who I am, the answer is simple. As I've mentioned in the earlier paragraph, I am just a man. I am common and yet I am unique. I am someone on the road, stuck in traffic and wishing there was no such thing as rush hour. I am a person who works for a living. I have bosses. I have responsibilities and bills and the same relatable headaches that come with the usual everyday life. I have to pay taxes the same as everybody else does. I am like anyone else in this world. I have hopes and dreams and fears and insecurities. I can say that I know about mental illness. I can say this on a personal level. As a matter of fact, I know mental illness on a first name basis. In fact, I call him me. I am very familiar with my disorders and challenges. This is in the book too. I have placed this all here in a collection of essays that you are about to read. I lived with different challenges to which I've learned to overcome. Life is life. My mother taught me this. She also said, nobody ever promised you a rose garden or a parade. Mom died on June 10, 2015. She's in my book too. And so are you, by the way. You're in here too. Trust me, you'll see. I love music. I love food. I like to try new things. I love to dare the line. I love the underdog. I love a good comeback story and to watch people defy the odds. I like the idea that anyone can change at any given moment. Anyone can overcome anything if they choose to, but time is finite. This means time is limited. So we should all be aware of this because, hey, it might be later than we think. I mentioned that I'm a person in recovery, which means that I have a past. I have met some of the most amazing people in this world. I've met lifesavers and heartbreakers. I've seen good times and bad. I have learned new ways to live, but more than anything, I've learned that I have the right to reinvent myself at any given moment. I have the right to remain or change or become anything I choose. I've learned that this is a right that we all have. However, I find that people rarely take advantage of this right. Or maybe we forget to. Maybe we forget that rights like this can never be taken away. We can go or stay. We can change, adapt, evolve, or overcome. We always have the right to improve. No one has the right to stop us. I think this is an important thing to recognize. Now, back to when I was a kid, I lived on a farm for about 11 months. This was no ordinary farm, not at all. This place was both therapeutic and educational. This was a place for kids like me who were in need of help. As much as this place taught me what to do with life, I also learned what not to do. This book is for people I met on the farm. This is for people I cleaned up with and for those who never made it, like Mike S. or people like Matthias. These men helped me to save my own life. My time in treatment was far different from any other experience. I went through changes here. They cut my hair off. I had to be up and out of bed with my bunk made and go on the go by the count of 20. We had to take quick showers, 2 minutes to be exact. Hot water ran out fast. There were no stalls on the toilet, so everyone in the bunkhouse knew each other extremely well. This is where I gained some and I lost some. This place is where my father came to see me a month before he passed. This is where an old piece of me died and a new piece of me began. This was the death of a long-haired Long Island burnout and the birth of me. It was here that I learned an interesting definition of the word humility. I was told that to be humble means to be honest about yourself. I was told that humility is honesty and modesty is simply the absence of pride. Now, in fairness, I cannot say that I am always humble. I can't say that I'm always modest either. But here, if for nowhere else in the world, right here, if there's ever a place for me to be honest and modest, I figured this is the best place to do it, with you. The idea of being a writer is very special to me. I understand that to each their own. We all have our ideas and opinions. Not everyone will dig this, and that's okay. There will always be critics, but then again, there will always be someone out there brave enough to dare. And I say this beats the critics each and every time. We see things our own way, which is fine. I can only say that my goal is to share some of what I've seen with you, both honestly and modestly. So without further ado, these are the stories from my written addiction. Enjoy. Yeah, man. So that's my preface. And there's a whole bunch of different things in there. So we're going to go to a break and then talk about anything else other than me. We'll speak to you soon.
Ben, I found the greatest invention ever.
Okay.
I went to take my patio furniture out.
Okay.
And I realized that last year, when I put it all away, I put them in these big zipper bags from Wrap America.
Yes.
Life-changing.
Yes. No. Wrap America is awesome. Tommy definitely helped me out on a few different occasions.
It holds patio furniture, wave runners, ATVs. It's weather resistant.
Advanced protection wrap.
Yes.
Is economical and a practical choice.
So call 516-830-0040 or you can go onto their website, wrap-america.com.
All right, since we have a meeting after this in West Islip,
yes,
I got a place for us to go.
Oh, you do?
Because I'm going to be hungry, so we're going to go to Our Little Italy, 636 Union Boulevard, West Islip, New York, 11795. If you want to know, call 631-661-6246. Pickup and delivery are available. Ask for John. Go on www.ourlittleItalymenu.com to find out what they have.
Oh, I heard they have good chicken parm. Hey, Ben.
Yes?
I need to talk about solar energy.
Okay.
Lighthouse Energy Partners. Go solar and start saving today.
Makes
It's
sense.
Owner, operated by women.
Ooh.
We believe in order to close the gender gap in the energy field, we need to showcase key female players and keeping them behind the scenes. Their mission is to serve clients with the highest level of integrity, stability, and respect by viewing their customers as partners. Any energy project you have in mind, call on Lighthouse Energy, www.lighthouseenergypartners.com, 631-275-0091, located in Babylon Village, New York.
So I have great news. Since we do this show on divorce, when divorce hits, maybe you want to sell the house. Maybe you need a C of O, a certificate of occupancy for certain things in the house. So if you're looking to make some home improvements, need an architect, contact Certified Drafting. Selling your home, need permits for existing structures, need a property survey, contact Certified Drafting. Certified Drafting will handle all building department matters, serving Long Island for over 20 years. www.certifieddrafting.com, office number 516-844-0420, or you can email Kevin Daly at certifieddrafting.com. Tell them you heard about this from the show, from Breaking the Vow, and you're going to receive a 10% discount.
We love Kevin.
I love Kevin. I think that's pretty awesome.
And we're back. And we're going to talk more about Ben.
Oh. So I'm laughing about this, but yes, no, more. Please, come get me. So what'd you think, man?
Oh, my God. I loved it.
Thank you.
I loved it.
Well, you're in it, too.
I can't wait to read it.
You're in there.
I can't
I think
wait.
everyone's in there. Everyone's in there.
Yeah?
Yeah. Some of it was very hard.
Yeah, I can imagine. Emotional, hard. I mean, it's all those things.
Yeah. Hey, listen, I'm like I say, and I say this frequently in it, I'm like anyone else in this world.
Yeah.
And we
You are.
all go through things. So I just kept the pen with me.
Right. Exactly.
I certain things I could not write about, I guess.
Right. And a lot of people don't understand that at any time you can rewrite your own story.
Yeah.
At any time.
I think that's a valuable point.
Yeah.
What was that song? I Am Unwritten, penned in my hand, something like
Yeah.
that. I remember that.
Yeah.
Actually, I remember she was on a radio show with David Lee Roth, I think.
Ooh, there's a blast from the past.
I think so. And I think she sung in front of him. I think he got choked up. I could be right or I could be wrong. But I remember her singing on a radio show, and I remember hearing it, and I was like, it's true.
Yeah.
We're all unwritten. Mistakes suck.
Yeah.
And we're all one mistake away from doing something incredibly crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know why people give in to crazy ideas and they do it, and then after you feel bad about it. I've certainly done that, especially with dating. or the things that happen during the dates.
I don't even think I get that far. I think I leave before that.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, man.
I just leave before that.
So I think, oh, God, it was so awkward. After divorce, I think I remember the girl telling me about my daughter, and I was like, I think you should leave.
She needed to go.
I remember, I think, I don't know, I think you should leave.
Yeah.
What?
Especially when somebody starts telling you what you should think.
Yeah, it was
what the hell is that about?
The conversation previously was certainly...
Did she ask you what your story was?
She knew.
That's the red flag. Go.
She knew, and then
run as fast as you can in the other direction.
I didn't think the relationship was possibly as meaningful as she might have thought.
Maybe.
And out of nowhere, she's like, I think you should start talking about my daughter. And I'm like,
yeah, no.
You gotta go. But I remember there were times that I shared my life with people or shared myself intimately with people that didn't deserve it.
Yeah.
And I felt terrible afterwards. And that's what people don't talk about. So, sexual dysfunctions are pretty interesting.
Okay.
So, and when I say that, listen, just because you have an idea doesn't mean you're a terrible person. Just because you think about something doesn't mean you're necessarily identified as something because of a thought. A thought is just a thought. When you act on it, well, now we got a problem. And if you acted on it and you take it back, hey, listen, if you adapted and you corrected yourself, I get that. But you know, we have this self-destructive way. At least I did, and I really wanted to get over that because I was just hurting myself.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Well, you saw some of the people I've dated, so that's why.
Yeah.
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 Well, you were never mean. You just were like, really? Them? You were thinking on that? Or
Yeah, you just knew by face. You just saw
Really?
it. You were like, wait a minute.
Was that what that was your choice?
Yeah.
What time in the evening did you meet?
3 a.m.
Oh. There is a difference. So there's a game guys play, like would you?
Yeah.
Guys play this game, and it's 100% true. And they're you know, like, hey, you know, would you hook up with her? And you know, guys will say no, and then you ask, all right, no one's around 3 a.m. Well, you know, things change.
Yes.
I
She
am-
looks a lot different after a few whiskeys.
Yeah, I mean, I never had an excuse. I was never drunk.
That's true. You weren't.
No, like I never was like people like, well, you know, like I understand if you were drunk, and I was like,
No.
I don't.
You don't drink.
No, no, no. I had no excuses whatsoever.
Which made it even funnier, I think.
For you and everyone else that knew me, yeah. But you weren't as brutal about
No,
it.
no, and I would never be brutal like that with you.
You laugh. You laughed. You would
did.
laugh. I laughed. I mean, I couldn't even not.
Yeah.
How do you not laugh?
Yeah.
It's good to laugh at yourself.
Yes.
So I mean, there are other journal entries that I have. So one is called Sessions in the Balcony, and Sessions in the
Wow.
Balcony is not very life coachy.
Yeah. I'm
but that's-
thinking no.
Well, it's about my intimate past, and it's just some of it is just fantasy.
I already know all of it.
It makes
Just
for an interesting
saying.
read. I'll say that much. Then
Yeah.
there is so what is it? Then there is the Daddy Diaries, which that's
Which I know about too.
yes, and that's about you know my association with parenthood or my ability to parent well or inability at times. And
Yeah.
then there is Letters from a Son, which
I think that's my favorite.
yeah, they make people cry.
Yeah, that's definitely my favorite.
It has been suggested that I'm good at making people cry, but I don't know if that's going to help them
that
read
makes
my
me
book.
Cry. The Letters from the Sun were I read all of them and I
Yeah,
cry.
So you know, listen, I have,
And that's not a bad thing.
no, it just makes you listen. I mean, one of my buddies like every time I read when you write those, like I feel like I got to call my mother.
Yeah, you do.
You should. Everybody call your mother after
Everybody
the show.
call your mother.
Always call your mother. I remember a guy in one of my jail programs, and I said, if you can go back to speak to yourself when you were 12, what would you say? He looked at me and he goes, I would tell me to listen to my mother. Mm-hmm. I would tell me everything's a lie. Listen to your mother.
Yep.
And this guy, I mean, he was validated. I mean, he was a legit. He was
Yeah.
a Crip. He was a gang member. I mean, he had.
Listen to your mother.
He goes, if I could go back, I would tell me to listen to my mother.
Yeah.
And it's interesting. I one time asked him, I'm like, well, you know what you're doing. Like, can't you get out of it? He goes, not now.
Yeah. Too late.
He goes, I'm in too deep. I'm not
Yeah.
going anywhere.
Too late.
He knows he's habitual. He knows he's going to be back in. He knows it's just a
Yeah.
matter of time. And it's like it's kind of strange when someone says that to you because he also knows it's a matter of time before he's
Yes,
dead.
he does. He
Yeah.
doesn't know if that day is going to be his last day.
And the weird thing is, so someone would know about him and they would consider him like a monster, like a terrible human being. But in fairness to me, he was a stand-up guy. He was very good to me. He was very gentle and he was honest.
Yeah.
But he told me flat out, this is us. Out there it's a different world for me. So when I leave, I'm going back
Yeah.
to what I'm going back to.
Yeah.
That was 2 years ago. I hope he's alive.
Yeah.
You know, you never know. You never know. So like part of these journals was like the only thing that kept me sane.
Yeah.
because like I don't sleep much.
Right.
So the initial title was Bedtime Stories for the Insomniac.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of books entitled Bedtime Stories for the
Yeah.
Insomniac.
Yeah.
So there's only one entitled The Written Addiction.
Right.
And guess what? That's mine.
It's yours.
Yeah,
Yay!
that's mine. And then the next one that's probably coming out in about 2 months.
I think it sounds, okay. So Netflix, are you listening? I think it would be a great Netflix series. Each one of your stories. It would make a fantastic show.
Oh my God.
It
I don't
would.
even know if I could handle it. I don't even know. I wouldn't even know what to
It would
do.
make such a fantastic series.
Oof. Well, thank you. Thank you.
It would, because think about it, Ben. I mean, each one has its own unique plot. They're all different. It's going through your life, and there's got to be somebody out there that, and I'm sure there are many people that say, hey, you know what? I can relate. I can relate to that. I can relate to your dating stories. I
hope not. For their sanity,
because I know you. But,
yeah.
Each one I think has its own beginning, middle, and end.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, when Operation Depression came out, I think the feedback I got, they were like, well, the book was a little sad in the beginning.
It's about depression.
It's called Operation Depression,
right.
You jerk off. Like, read
Not
the
unicorns
title.
and rainbows.
Yeah. No, there's no puppy dogs in this one.
Right.
All right, let's take a quick break and we'll get back to our constructive conclusion.
Ben, I found the greatest invention ever.
Okay.
I went to take my patio furniture out.
Okay.
And I realized that last year, when I put it all away, I put them in these big zipper bags from Wrap America.
Yes.
Life-changing.
Yes. No. Wrap America is awesome. Tommy definitely helped me out on a few different occasions.
It holds patio furniture, wave runners, ATVs. It's weather resistant.
Advanced protection wrap.
Yes.
Is economical and a practical choice.
So call 516-830-0040, or you can go onto their website, wrap-america.com.
All right, since we have a meeting after this in West Islip,
yes,
I got a place for us to go.
Oh, you do?
Because I'm going to be hungry, so we're going to go to Our Little Italy, 636 Union Boulevard, West Islip, New York, 11795. If you want to know, call 631-661-6246. Pickup and delivery are available. Ask for John. Go on www.ourlittleItalymenu.com to find out what they have.
Oh, I heard they have good chicken parm. Hey, Ben.
Yes?
I need to talk about solar energy.
Okay. I want to hear about
Lighthouse
it.
Energy Partners. Go solar and start saving today.
Makes sense.
Owner, operated by women.
Ooh.
We believe in order to close the gender gap in the energy field, we need to showcase key female players and keeping them behind the scenes. Their mission is to serve clients with the highest level of integrity, stability, and respect by viewing their customers as partners. Any energy project you have in mind, call on Lighthouse Energy, www.lighthouseenergypartners.com, 631-275-0091, located in Babylon Village, New York.
So I have great news. Since we do this show on divorce, when divorce hits, maybe you want to sell the house. Maybe you need a C of O, a certificate of occupancy for certain things in the house. So if you're looking to make some home improvements, need an architect, contact Certified Drafting. Selling your home, need permits for existing structures, need a property survey, contact Certified Drafting. Certified Drafting will handle all building department matters, serving Long Island for over 20 years. www.certifieddrafting.com, office number 516-844-0420, or you can email Kevin Daly at certifieddrafting.com. Tell them you heard about this from the show, from Breaking the Vow. You're going to receive a 10% discount.
We love Kevin.
I love Kevin. I think that's pretty awesome. All right, we're back with our little constructive conclusion. So the constructive conclusion today, folks, is really that you can change your life in any given moment, and you can be one person one day and literally be the polar opposite the next. I am proud to be the antithesis of who I was. I am certainly proud that I have managed to, I'll put it to you this way, the kind of bravery that I want in my life, I want to be brave enough to admit to my faults before someone else points them out.
Yes. But you know what? I think that there are just specific people in this world that just want to point out flaws.
Yeah,
And
well,
faults.
it takes
Like,
the
it's-
focus off them.
Of course.
Yeah. I think. Well, people kind of suck.
Right.
And I
I'm
don't
learning
understand-
that more and more.
But why can't we be honest about that? Like
That people suck?
So I work with this doctor, Dr. Scott Biedenfeld, and I want to try to get him on the show at some point. Guy's brilliant, and he deals with a lot of people that have depression and anxiety, and especially addiction and alcoholism.
Mm-hmm.
And he's the first person that I've ever seen someone be like, I get it. You want to get high. It makes sense to me. He's like, you want to get drunk? Life fucking sucks. Like, he flat out tells them. And it's so amazing to see the way his honesty disarms
Yeah.
the client, because they're expecting him to, like, well, you really shouldn't do that. Put your best
Yeah.
foot forward, son.
Right.
Like, he doesn't do that. And
He's not the cheerleader.
he taught me that it's okay to be honest.
Yeah.
I've learned a lot from him on a personal level, but I've also learned a lot from him on a professional level. Mm-hmm. This guy keeps rocking and rolling, and he kind of keeps. Look into him, by the way. It's Dr. Scott Biedenfeld. He is truly incredible. Does a lot of work with ketamine, and ketamine is an interesting drug because it is known as the one thing that is like anti-suicidal.
Yeah.
So they have like a nasal spray for an emergency inhaler.
Wow.
Yeah, and you know what? There are people that really need that. I think that the one thing that differs Dr. Bienenfeld from other people was that he learned that certain people benefit from it and certain people don't.
Right.
There are some doctors that just throw medication at you.
Right.
He actually deals with the trauma and everything behind it. So I think he's, I've learned from people like him that you can change. You can do anything you want.
Yeah.
So, like, safe to say, you've gone through some changes.
You think?
One or two.
Yeah, maybe.
One or two, maybe 4 or 10, 25.
That's like saying, let's go
367.
out for a drink or 10.
Yeah, totally. But, so by the way, have you had anyone come up to you and ask you, so what's your story again? Has that happened again?
No.
Happened twice.
It happened twice. Yeah.
Did you tell
No,
them?
it actually happened more than twice, but all the other times we just won't talk about. But no, they don't. Nobody asks me what my story is anymore.
I'm just wondering, like, what kind of line is that? Like, I never had a good line, like a pickup line. Like, is there a mirror in your pocket?
Oh God.
Because I could sure see myself in your pants. It's the only one I remember.
Oh God.
I think, something about heaven. There's another one of your parents an angel because
No
you must
game.
be out of this world.
Just, I don't need a game.
I never.
I don't need a game.
I think when I was a kid and less than sober, I would be like, so, hey, smiling ain't that bad. I think I would say something like, you want to be a movie star? I think I would say something like that. And I don't know. I really don't know what the hell I was thinking, but that's what I would say. I was never good with, like, the
Then
one-liners.
did you take them to Starbucks and buy them coffee and expect to get laid?
No, they didn't have Starbucks back then. I remember the first date I took someone out to like a Chinese buffet.
What?
Yeah, I think so. It was like my first date when I got home. And yeah, I think she was
Okay.
She was someone that knew me from the neighborhood, and she was less than sane.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, I thought it would be a good idea. I found out it wasn't. Yeah, so.
Yeah, no.
But and never go to a Chinese buffet on a first date.
No, why?
Where
Like,
is it?
what would make you pick that?
I was 19,
Oh, yeah. Okay.
and
That
I
explains
had like
it.
$30, and that was about
That
it.
explains it.
Yeah, and it was down the block from my house.
Yeah.
Do they even have like all you can eat Chinese buffets anymore?
I don't think they do since COVID.
Yeah. So Fortunately, things are coming back around, and I guess
Let's hope.
that's gonna be good for the dating world. I guess.
No, it's not. The dating world is never good. Good and dating should never be in the same sentence.
I give it to you, but listen. In fairness to the working world, I mean, listen. It's bad when strip bars had to close. Did you see?
Yeah.
There's a meme or meme. How do you say that? Meme? Is it
Yeah.
a meme? It says Tens. The name of the place is Tens.
Mm-hmm.
And it says now hiring 8s and 9s because no one else wants to work. I thought that was hysterical. I did. I thought that was the funniest thing.
Funny.
No,
That's
I mean
funny.
I've seen a lot of people not wanting to go back to work, and they're like,
Yeah.
I don't. They're getting. I get paid more staying home.
Yeah.
They're kind of screwed.
But I mean, once that ends, you're going to have the influx of people like applying for every job there is.
And pissed off because they got to go back to work.
Exactly.
I'm playing Lotto.
Yeah, me too.
I am playing Lotto.
Powerball, Mega Millions.
Would you be mean to some people? Some people, not all. Some people, if you hit.
Would I what?
Be mean.
What do you mean be mean?
Just or a little prickish to certain people if you hit.
Abso-fucking-lutely.
Yeah, I think I would too. I mentioned an English teacher that made fun of me when I was a kid.
Yeah, and we don't like him.
No, we don't. But I saw him like years after when I started getting books published.
Uh-huh.
And he's like,
Did you give him a copy and sign it?
No, I
You should have.
I said, I remember you. You remember me? He says, yeah, I think I do. I said, you know what I remember about you? I handed you a paper and you threw it at me and said, this isn't even English. I'm not going to grade it. And he goes, oh, yeah.
Here's a bunch of English, buddy.
So, no, I was like, yeah. So he's like, so what are you doing now? I'm like, I'm actually a published author. And you're good. You're still here. This is you. This is your
Right.
spot, right?
Yeah.
And he just looked at me like, oh, shit. But he gave it to me because I think he kind of acknowledged that wasn't the right thing to say. Maybe I caught him
Yeah,
at
and
a
it
bad
wasn't the
day.
right thing to say.
Yeah, I hope I don't ever say anything like that to anybody. So,
Yeah.
so today's
kinda mean.
constructive conclusion is say nice things to people.
Yes, always be kind.
If we hit the lotto, we might be prickish to some people.
Some people.
And you can always turn your life around.
Yes, always.
All right, so I am Benny the Life Coach,
I am Theresa D.
and we're out of here.
Peace out.